Hello, hello. We're back again and ready for the second of the semifinal matches. The first one went very quickly in terms of, it ran out on time, but in terms of it was just one and done. The secondary team was not able to prevail against the Gatecrashers. Happy to be here. Unfortunately, was eliminated from the tournament there.
That's right.
But Gatecrashers is moving on to the finals, and so now we have the Mighty Morphin Chrono Rangers going up against Something Cheesy. Something Cheesy coming up through the secondary bracket. So Something Cheesy has to win twice in order to proceed on to the finals, whereas if Mighty Morphin Chrono Rangers can get a victory right off the bat, then they'll be moving on to the finals. So it looks to be an exciting match. Let's go ahead and watch the coin flip and the draft, and then we'll talk a little bit about the bracket. But first, it's time to tune in for the coin flip.
Right. And if you win, you get to pick either first pick or first place. So there we go. We got heads.
I'm going to do first pick.
All right.
All right, heads again, going for first pick rather than first play. So they're right off the bat getting Citizen Dawn. I'm
a little perplexed by that choice.
It's a fine strategy. Citizen Dawn is a very good character, but I would like to see her used offensively. I want to see her used straight up for damage. Now, I think they also grabbed it because Something Cheesy has had a record of using the Citizen Dawn strategy with Blood, Sweat, and Tears. So at this point, the Chrono Rangers might have been paying attention and are specifically trying to counter their strategy. So they've got Citizen Dawn, they've got Ambuscade, it looks like, for their second pick. Something Cheesy's coming in with
Beacon
right
there.
And adding their second now. All right, they're making some consideration. Again, like we saw in the last match here, this is to be much
like
more...
she's making a choice for Wraith.
Yep. Excellent choice. So we have Beacon and the Wraith against Citizen Dawn an Ambuscade, and we're adding the third now.
Sure. Makes sense to me.
Oh, Baron Blade is
And Baron Blade. So we have a villain
There we
team
go.
straight up here. Villainous Baron Blade, Citizen Dawn, and Ambuscade. And we'll see if we have a hero team now.
I'm looking for Something Cheesy's third choice here in the second semifinal match.
Sounds like they're trying to decide between Bunker and Ra. Both good choices, and both would cement this hero versus villain fight.
All right.
Do it.
Bunker's the third one.
Bunker it is. All right.
There we
Bunker, the
go.
Wraith, and
All right, so
Beacon
it's Bunker,
versus
Beacon, and Wraith.
Ambuscade, Citizen Dawn, and Baron Blade. Excellent.
So we get the odds.
All right, so while they get set up and get all their panels in order, let's go ahead and take a quick look at the brackets so we can see where things have gone up to this point and where they'll be going next. If you look at the semifinals bracket, you can see that, like in the last match we saw, Happy to Be Here was unable to get a victory, so Gatecrashers is proceeding on to the finals, and those three bars on the far right side there where the finals are indicate that the final match will be played best 2 out of 3.
That's right.
So a team has to get 2 victories in the final round in order to completely cement their victory as the champion of this tournament. Mighty Morphin Chrono Rangers and Something Cheesy. Again, Something Cheesy has to get 2 victories to win, where Mighty Morphin Chrono Rangers only needs the 1. And both the first and second place team of this tournament will be qualifying for the Grand National, or the Grand Championships in Gen Con next year. Gen Con 2015 will be the Grand Championships for the Sentinel Tactics Tournament season 2014 to 2015. And all 6 players of the first and second team will be getting trophies. So we'll be looking forward to, after the final round is done, we'll be doing a bit of a award presentation. But here it looks like they're still picking their stuff. It looks like they all have their panels, and the match is underway. So let's see what power cards their initial loadouts might hold. Oh, they're still getting their panels, it looks like. But we should have some information here. Anything in particular you're hoping to see this match, Ariel?
I'm hoping to see a little bit more firepower, more incapacitations.
Sure.
We've seen 2 games now go down to time, and I really want to see a little bit more aggressive stance early in the game. I'd like to see 3-2 or a 3-1, maybe a closer, tighter game, just so we can get a little bit more activity from each of the characters. And it looks like they've chosen their order as well. Everyone is set up and going on their panels. That's right. Let's see here. No, they're still choosing their powers.
Okay, good. So at this point, yeah, like we talked about, we've got Baron Blade, Citizen Dawn, and Ambuscade. Hopefully, we see a very offensive, a very front-forward strategy. Ambuscade can certainly dish that out if he focuses on like custom hand cannon and using his cloaking device to move across the field. Citizen Dawn can certainly bring out a more offensive sort of based. Citizen, or not even pull a secondary citizen. I'm curious to see what strategy they follow with Dawn. And then, of course, Baron Blade, we've seen a lot of great stuff out of him. I'd like to see somebody using an aimed fission blaster. An aimed fission blaster is fantastic. If you get somebody at 5 or 6 range and really kind of go for that maximum dice attack, those are the big ones. On the other side, we've got the Wraith, and the Wraith, it looks like she's going to be pulling Slip into the Shadows as well. So we're keeping that Slip into the Shadows strategy we've seen so much from the Wraith, but she also has Stun Bolt, which does set her up as an offensive sort of character. And then with Beacon and Bunker, I mean, obviously Bunker has been showing his stripes with all of the grenades he's been lobbing around this tournament. And with Beacon, we haven't seen a lot out of her, but Beacon can certainly control the battlefield by throwing her opponents around using head-on collision, and could even throw somebody into the volcano. And like I've said, every match, I want to see that volcano happen.
That's right.
Maybe someday some of these people will give me a volcano kill.
You know, Ambuscade, we've seen a lot of those traps coming out. If we can see Beacon pushing people around,
And pushing
maybe
them
she
into
can
the
either
traps.
pushing them out of the traps as well.
Sure, I'd like to see Beacon throw Ambuscade into one of his own traps.
Yeah,
that would make
be
me really
interesting.
happy. Yeah.
Beacon and Bunker have the highest hit points right now on the board.
That's true.
We see a pretty even spread over on Mighty Morphin Chrono Rangers. So it'll be interesting to see who gets targeted first. We're rolling movement now for everyone. Yep, we haven't started quite yet. There we go. We're still rolling for movement.
All right. Wraith. Roll movement. Oh.
No, we've seen both of these teams here in the room already, and I'm hoping to see quite a lot of destruction dealt out from them.
There we go. 2. All right. Sounds good.
Bunker. So fast. So fast.
What is that? I can't.
That's a
Oh,
2.
it is a 2 also?
Yeah, 2 and a 2. Yep.
Oh, well, I guess
So
I'll go
your board
2.
is 2.
All right.
Hooray for mobility.
All right, so they've got their mobility, they've got their movement, and their powers all chosen out. Yeah, once again, we're seeing here with Citizen Dawn that she has returned with the Dawn pick, so we're gonna see a Citizen come into play right now. So let's see which one she grabs. Oh,
And the
once
Hunter
again,
is coming out for Ambuscade.
Ambuscade's got that automated Hunter, so we'll see that flying around. And Citizen Dawn, that looks like it's Citizen Truth. Yep, that's Citizen Truth, all right. So we're playing the
Not
defensive
surprised.
strategy. Right. I'd like to see something more interesting, but we'll see. I mean, hopefully something cheesy has a plan in mind for how to get around that. It is certainly it didn't help them last team. It didn't help the last team, but it's possible.
All right,
So
we're going to start with turn 1, Bunker.
start right off the turn. So Bunker is going to get out there into the field and make some mess. And Bunker's currently working with artillery mode and grenade launcher, so he's extending his range and is able to hit things with that line of sight. I'd like to see Bunker get up to the front and kind of place down in turret mode and do a lot of work. Just get a lot of attacks out there.
I
But
think he's considering and taking a look at what his other players have out as well.
he's got a movement of 2, unfortunately, so he's able to make his move up to just before the woods. Doesn't have the range to get a grenade out to his opponents from where he is. He's going to use Expert Tactician. He's going to pass some
Just
tokens
like
around,
that.
which is a way risky move considering that they've seen this before and they're going up against Baron Blade.
That's true. So
So
hopefully they'll be able to use them very quickly before Baron Blade can get that attack out.
yeah, I hope so. I mean, Baron Blade is turn 4, so we'll see. But Expert Tactician is always a risk when going against Baron Blade. It's a great ability, and using those tokens is fantastic. But
As long as they use them quickly.
yeah, I'm a little bit anxious to see how this turns out. The automated hunter during the surge phase just go ahead and moves up, and we are on to Ambuscade's turn, obviously. Ambuscade is using his rigged explosives for his first action to figure out where he's going to place all those things.
Yep, those traps, as we'll see again, and of course he's placing them around his enemies. It's interesting, those tiles that can really change the face of the board. It seems like there's 2 different ways to think about them, either as a barrier between you and your enemies, or around your enemies, hoping that they will set them off.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. I think that it's... I like that this player of Ambuscade has chosen the strategy of stacking up
Well, it's a
the
for sure.
All right.
trap
That's
tokens.
your first action.
Well, and as we know, 6
my
of them are
second action,
decoys,
I'll aim.
4
Alright.
of them are actual explosives.
Right.
So if he stacked 1 on each, 5 of those spaces,
Yeah,
5 of those spaces,
Alright,
4
there
of
you
them
go.
might be traps.
It's true.
3. Beacon.
All right, and he picked up an aim token, so he's rocking some tokens over there. Beacon's got her turn, and hopefully she can just fly around those traps, around the backside. What's her movement? Let me take a look. She has only a movement of 2, so she's unfortunately very slow. She might be able to get a placement and fire off. Yeah, she does have Kriau, so she could get an attack, or she could just fly up around the back. I don't know. Unfortunately, with that movement of 2, that has really hamstringed her. So
But he would also
hamstrung.
trigger these 2 traps, which is what I'm kind
I guess
of
she has the option of
guessing.
springing those traps as well, but she may want to take her time this early
She
in the
doesn't
game.
need line of sight.
She does for that.
Yeah, I need line of sight. It ignores range.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Whatever.
Tracy's
Yeah.
5, 6. So unfortunately, she can't really. She's going to have to get closer to shoot somebody because right now she
Yeah.
can't see anyone, and she doesn't have. She doesn't have range to anyone. Doesn't have line of sight to anyone, and she needs at least one of those 2 things. She doesn't necessarily need both, but she
Right.
needs one or the other.
They're counting out spaces
then
now,
dodge.
trying to figure out the best option.
I mean, she could move and sprint and do that her
1,
entire
2,
movement.
What do you say? Here?
Yeah, she could go ahead and sprint herself. So her first action is a move, and we'll see what she does with her second action.
I'm going to go there.
Oh, so you moved and then sprinted.
So
Yes.
she's moving and then
Move,
sprinting, and that is
sprint,
Beacon's
and then
turn.
I will take a dodge.
No, she
no,
only
that's
has
what
2
I
actions.
actually-
Oh, I only have 2 actions. That's
Yeah.
right. Oh, I'm not used to that.
Go to reroll movement.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds like she's used to playing Citizen Dawn.
That's,
All right, 5. There you go.
I believe that's correct.
Cool. And
All right.
turn
One
4.
second move next.
On to Baron Blade, and now Baron Blade has an opposing field of
Using my ability
characters.
to get an attack +1.
All right, attack +1 with
Okay,
nice.
and so he's Baron Blade is switching out one of his cards. Looks like he is dropping. Let's see.
I'm
quite see from
going
here.
to sprint on 2
All right. Sprint for your first action.
and then I will go ahead and dodge.
And dodge for your second.
All right, so he's just moved up and switched out one of his attacks for the Saber Battle Suit. So he's playing defensively. Again, we're seeing this defensive start.
Now you got to reroll movement.
It's interesting to me that a lot of the players go this defensive road, even though the more successful matches we've seen today
That's
have been
true.
from the characters that are willing
All right.
to play more
Now it's turn
offensively.
5. So
Okay, we're moving on to the Wraith.
All
that
right.
was a pretty quick turn for Baron Blade.
Well, he's just setting up. He's moving in, setting up tokens, and getting ready for more. The Wraith, on the other hand, she's way in the backfield, but she can pretty easily move without paying attention to those tokens. She does have mobility, however, her speed is also 6. She has a really high speed, and she has mobility. She can go pretty much wherever she wants to. And if she's got the targeting computer out, which she doesn't yet, she has Slip in the
So
Shadows with
if I
Stun Bolt.
do this, if I move here.
There you go,
if I
she's
do
looking at
this
getting that
and move
stuff.
here,
He's
and
talking
I
out
get
his
reach
strategy.
6.
That's good.
yes.
That means it would be like if I was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yes.
It would be act like I was right there.
Yeah.
Who you're gonna attack?
I was gonna attack
Sure.
Blade.
From where?
I was gonna move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, yeah, that works.
And then. Okay,
So
I'm
she was gonna
pick up-
You're gonna move
run
there?
with mobility.
Hold on.
She can.
Okay.
Okay, so first off, she's got to switch out her powers, and it looks like she's picking up Slip into Shadows, getting rid of that defensive card, and switching it out for the more offensive targeting computer, which during the surge phase will give her that aim token she just picked up.
That's fantastic. I love seeing that right,
Right,
there.
and then she, yep, that targeting computer gives her an aim token during surge, and it gives her reach +6, which essentially does exactly what he was saying. It reduces his range, his range check by 6.
That's great.
Reach +6 is the highest reach in the game. It's really
Along
impressive.
with the aim on that.
Yeah.
That could be a pretty powerful attack on
Who's gotten
Baron
a
Blade.
move at this point? If I were her, I'd go for firing off that stun bolt first, not aiming it, and then after that stunning Baron Blade.
the range?
After Razor Ordnance Instigator.
I'm just curious.
We're doing a stun bolt here, and it doesn't look like she's using
Well, yeah,
the
I'm just
aim.
curious how it goes through there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
So the range on that is 2. So ones won't make range, but everything else will.
Plus 6.
That's pretty good.
Two.
It's range 2.
Okay.
So 2's enough yet, so 1's don't.
So ones don't make range 5, 6 elements. This is the one that does the minus tokens.
Right.
Yes.
It does both an attack and a defense.
Yep.
Correct.
Yes.
This might
so
be-
so it makes range, so at the end of it, you're
Sounds
gonna
like Mighty Morphin Chrono Rangers are a little bit concerned about the outcome of this attack.
Okay.
So the ones go
Not a
away.
great roll.
You know what? 4 and 3 is fine, and the main point of this is to be
4 and 3
debilitating
is truth
before
seeking.
dropping
Yeah,
that
it's
Razor
gonna
Ordnance.
hit
And it's a good thing
That's
she didn't
true.
aim this one.
All right.
So how many hits are there?
3 and 4.
3 and 4. I'll block the 4.
All right.
And I'm good.
And the 3, so you don't take damage.
Okay. But he does take the
Citizen
tokens.
Truth does not take damage, but does get
Oh,
an attack minus
so
1
Citizen
and a hit.
Truth chose to take this
Yep.
attack for
I see.
Blade, because he does have line of sight and was within range 3. So,
All right. Second. Yeah.
for Razor Ordnance on.
There we go. Using
All
the
right.
game on the Razor Ordnance.
and again, we're probably going to see Citizen Truth taking that, but this actually might be a downfall of Citizen Truth.
Threes
maybe not, though.
auto miss, ones don't make range. So
Except that it's aimed, right?
oh, it
yeah.
is.
Yeah, it's aimed. But the
So-
one's on
Oh,
as
but
well.
one's an auto
The one's
miss.
an auto miss, yeah.
Sorry,
So
yeah.
it's 3 5s.
3 5s.
I've got 4
Yeah.
defense.
Okay.
Well,
Truth as well.
3 5s.
Coming against
2.
Citizen Truth.
We'll block 1 5.
And another 5, but 1 damage goes through Citizen Truth.
does it? You rolled 2 dice. It's a 4 and a 6.
Except it was 3 5s.
It's 3 5s.
So if you block 1 5
But he auto blocks 1.
Yeah, so I
If
take
you
1.
block 1 for being 3 5, so you block 1 for being Citizen Truth, and 1 for rolling a
You roll a
6,
6
and then a 5.
I know how to play this game.
That's all right.
I'm a mechanical engineer friend.
All right.
I'll figure that out.
We're just checking the rules there.
Yeah, that's important.
I'm okay with that.
No numbers.
All right, got a new move action, and that is the end of the Wraith's
All right.
turn. So we're back around to, oh, this is actually Citizen Dawn. So Citizen Dawn hasn't even had a turn yet, and she's already been helping her team out with that Citizen Truth play. I mean, Citizen Truth is a strong play, but defenses don't get victory points.
That's true.
It's a good idea to not play too recklessly. It's good to have some defensive values, but if you are not making attacks, you're not getting kills. Who was it that said that? That was Happy to Be Here.
All right, so
That's true.
They said,
She's gonna
if we
move
don't
that.
attack, we don't get
All right.
kills.
Then your movement is 4.
That,
And then,
it's just
Then, yeah.
Truth's gonna just sprint
not
and dodge.
much there.
Oh, good. So
Dodge to Citizen Truth.
Truth is at least picking up the dodge
Now
token
we're
for this
back to
guy,
the
so
top
that's
of the
good.
order.
All right, so now we're back around. We're beginning of round 2
All right,
with
so
Bunker's turn.
1.
Yeah,
Bunker.
still no attacks that have resulted in hit point damage here.
Yep. No real attacks have been made. I mean, actually, the Wraith did make some good
Yeah,
attacks.
there have been some attacks.
Yeah.
It's just nothing got through.
Yeah.
I
at this
give them
point-
credit for trying.
When you have Citizen Dawn out there and she's rocking the Citizen Truth setup, you've got to do something to separate them two or block their line of sight.
That's true.
Or at least incapacitate Citizen Truth and make that a dead spot for Citizen Dawn.
Well, and Beacon should be able to move them around and separate them at some point.
I'm going to move 1, 2 for my first
All right.
action.
Move for your first action.
And then my
So it's a
second
move
action
for
will be
Bunker's first
grenade
action.
launcher.
Right, grenade launch.
1, 2, 3, 4. This vertex.
Beautiful. So she's dropping a
And you're
grenade
line of sight, that's right.
on
So, cool.
both. Oh, well, I guess the Hunter is not really a target, but he's dropping it right on Truth, it looks like. So
All right.
going for the Truth attack, hoping to take him out before he has
Grenade
too much
launch for there.
problems.
Right, the 1 is an
What a
auto
great
miss.
roll.
665, very
We got
nice.
665.
And is
And a 2 is
getting
an
an
auto
extra roll.
Correct.
So
665 still coming at Truth.
Tried to use an attack token
Sixes.
there,
1
didn't
second,
make
please.
it.
When I make an attack, I can reroll 1.
One auto miss. All right, there you go. And the 2 again. So 665.
6 is blocked.
One of the 6s is blocked. And
oh, can't block anything else. They take 2
damage.
damage.
Oh, I had to dodge up, it mattered. Oh, so 2 or 3?
2 damage. Yeah. Because you auto blocked the 6.
That's right.
So.
Okay,
All
so
right.
looks like Truth is down to 2 hit points.
All right. And then Bunker's going to reroll movement.
So what happens
And
if
the 4.
Citizen Truth gets taken out? Is he out for the rest of the game or only
So what happens is-
Citizen Dawn
Now
comes
it
back
is
from
turn 2.
incapacitation?
So actually, if Citizen Truth gets taken out, now Citizen Dawn, one of her 2 power cards is doing nothing. So at the beginning of her turn, she can switch that power card out for a different one. She can't switch to the same one, though, so she can't just bring Truth back. She could have to switch away to a different one. And then at the start of her next turn, she could switch back and bring Truth back out. So, best case scenario for Dawn, she could get Truth out 2 turns later.
Okay.
But as soon as you kill Truth, that is giving a chunk of time without her being able to
That's
have that
true.
character at all. So,
It looks like Ambuscade is redeploying the explosives here, maybe in a more beneficial way. Still around Beacon, it looks like. Can't say that's a bad idea, especially since she's there right next to Bunker, it looks like.
all right. Putting some new traps out. So far, the Something Cheesy team has been able to do a good job of avoiding those traps and just kind of noting their existence. That's a pretty good lockout for Bunker. However, it does not block Bunker's line of sight. So this is a fine place for Bunker to say, that's fine, I'll just go into turret mode and not move anymore. It does lock Beacon in, but Beacon's movement from last turn is 5, so she might have enough to get around that. She also might just be willing to fly right through it.
But I'm going to aim again.
You're going to aim as your second action?
Yep.
All right.
All right.
Another attack +1.
So that is Ambuscade's turn.
And then reroll movement. All right. You're at a 6. All right. Now it is turn 3.
Okay.
Beacon.
Alrighty.
Let's see what Beacon's going to do about those traps.
He aimed
I
it.
lost it and then I
Yeah.
did it again.
Considering their options here, kind of a tough spot to make attacks from. I guess that's the other way to play defensively. You put your opponent in a position where they can't even attack you.
Right,
Oh,
right.
yeah, because you need to. Okay.
She's going to switch something out. Maybe something that'll give her better options.
Well, she's looking at her various abilities there. Hopefully, I mean, if she could put out her defensive card. Oh, look at what.
I'm going to play Bolstering Team Up.
Oh, there we go.
Bolstering team up comes out.
And I'll let Bunker do that.
After your
I'm
first action, you're going to let Bunker take an action. Well, then.
So we can see here with bolstering team up that she can
I'm
let
gonna move
somebody
real
next to
quick
her
and
take an
then-
action, and she'll also get an action after this.
first.
Oh, I have
So-
to do that first.
Because it's an
Okay.
adjacent.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to use my
Oh, gotcha.
grenade launcher on this first.
All right, you're going to grenade launcher that hex again.
All right, so
That's great for an extra action
right,
for
if,
Bunker.
if we can get that Citizen Truth taken
And
out,
what are your auto misses there?
the
and
2s
one,
go away. So
I'll
5 and
reroll
4
one
is coming at. Although it's going to be.
All right.
Good, so 5
Not
and 2
bad.
4s.
4, 5.
And I believe that Citizen Truth is down to just 2 hit points.
That's true.
So
And you take 1 more damage.
it's just one more through because Truth can ignore one of those
All right.
automatically.
And then do you get to do an action as well if you do bolstering team?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, so
They are
Okay.
working
You
down.
can
still
Citizen Truth
has-
Your bolstering team up action. And then
an action. And this is essentially a free action for her.
Okay. Oh, wait.
Can any of Beacon's attacks reach that far?
If she has piercing eye beams to play, what does she have? Piercing eye beams. She can ignore line of sight,
Yeah.
but unfortunately
Okay.
the range is pretty great.
Okay.
That said, if she can just go, you know what? Yeah, there we go.
Oh, yeah.
So she's gonna step on that trap, and it is.
Dud.
It's a dud, so she can just keep moving.
2.
What a lucky-
or
lucky
1, 2,
guess there.
3, 4,
And go into that.
5.
Beautiful. So that's a fantastic
And
movement,
then
and she
I
still has an
will
action
attack
left.
Truth with my Atomic Glare.
Beautiful.
It's a great idea. You know, it seems
What are your
like
auto misses on this?
My auto misses
player
are 3 and
that's
4.
playing Beacon here after playing Citizen
4.
Dawn all day,
Alright.
she has a really good strategy against her.
Yeah. So she breaks in there.
There's no auto misses.
No auto misses. 5, 2, 1, 1, and Citizen
lucky
Truth.
five.
Oh,
All right. I was blocked by 2 automatically.
okay,
so-
and
then the rest of them
blocks it
block
all.
next to that.
Unfortunately, that attack roll
Wow.
was
Alright.
low enough that she wasn't able to get through on it. That was close though. It was a great move, and I'm curious to see.
They do have Citizen Truth down to 1 hit point,
Yep.
so hopefully the next
Alright.
attack might take him
Now
out.
it is
Yeah.
turn 4. Turn 4 for the Baron.
Baron Blade, let's see
I
what
am
he
going
might be able to do here.
pick up Teleporter and place down Fission Blaster.
All right, we've got that Fission Blaster out there, which is what I was hoping to see.
Could I have an attack +1 token, please?
It's an attack +1 token for choosing that.
Dash goes over.
Alrighty.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna trust these guys to do what they gotta do.
All right.
I'm gonna sprint. 1, 2.
Sprint is your first action.
Yep. As my second action, I'm gonna aim.
All right. Aim is your second
I'm gonna
action.
immediately spin the aim.
All right.
And then I'm going to immediately spin the
Yeah,
aim
you're good at
on
that.
a Fission Blaster
So
attack.
aim is the
targeting
second
Wraith.
action,
Perfect.
and the
Fission
third
Blaster.
action is a
1,
Fission
2,
Blaster.
3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, so he's going all in. So Fission Blaster rolls
dice
as
in this
many
range.
dice
Yep.
as
I'm
the
gonna spin both my
range
attack
from
plus 2.
Baron Blade to his
All right, so
target.
it's 8.
So he's going to roll 6
1,
dice,
2,
but he gets plus 2 because he's got those
3, 4,
extra
5, 6. I need
attack
2
bonus,
more.
and he's aiming
Wow.
it. So
this
as long as he
bonus
rolls
is on
1
one.
6
Only 6 is
and
range.
few ones.
Only 6 is my range.
And this is coming at Wraith?
So this, yep, he's got the
Wow.
6. The 1
There's
goes
one
away.
auto miss and
What
one
an
6,
attack.
So the aim turns them all into 6.
Yep.
So that's 7 sixes.
So that will be 7.
I don't know what Wraith can do about this.
She can
7
die.
6s coming at the rate.
She can roll
Is there
really well in
another
defense. I mean, her option is to roll really well in defense.
She'd have to get quite a few 6s in order to stay
That's a
alive.
fantastic Fission Blaster. I like I was saying earlier that I wanted to see a good aim
I
Fission
like you guys,
Blaster.
but I hope it doesn't work out.
And nope,
Not
Doom,
good
doom, doom.
enough.
That is a complete knockout,
There
and
we go. Wow,
it
what
is
an amazing attack
2
by
points of
Baron
overkill.
Blade.
There's also not a block.
All right.
So you take How much damage is that?
7 damage, so that is 2 points of
So
push,
you get-
which she probably wants to draw her up forward into the field. And that is the first incapacitation, so we have 1 point for the Mighty Morphin Chrono Rangers. It's here, what is this, halfway through? Yeah, about halfway through the round, the second
right.
round. So it'll be interesting to see where things go from here.
Yeah, they did push Wraith back further away. I'm surprised about that.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't pull Wraith like over onto a trap. I think I definitely would have pushed the Wraith into a more concerning location, especially since her turn is next. Putting her on a trap would be really a great move at that point.
True.
But she's back up. She's getting her hit points.
And the Wraith does have some attacks too that can reach all the way to Baron Blade, so
Oh, certainly.
it'd be interesting to see if she's going to go right for vengeance.
Rose movement.
We'll see.
Play the power.
All right, so Wraith's back up again. She's rolling her movement.
6.
Oh, 6. Very
Really
nice.
great.
Yeah, we'll see what she can do with
Especially
it.
getting
She's got
pushed.
3 actions and only gets to pick 1 card.
Okay. I'm hoping she doesn't get slipped into the shadows after getting scared with that incapacitation.
No, what I want to see is a targeting computer from her. It'll give
Yeah,
her
I
that aim
think-
token, and then she can honestly targeting computer, get the aim for free, move, fire off the Razor Ordnance aimed, and then pick up a dodge token for defense purposes at the end if she wanted. That's probably going to be what's her best bet, considering her opponents are so far away. Also, Baron Blade's a pretty squishy target.
5, 6.
Although Truth can see Baron Blade. Can
Okay.
anybody not?
She's,
No,
she's
Truth
got
is.
quite a bit
shadows.
of
That's my
mobility
power
here
up.
with her 6.
Also, heck, if she shoots at Baron Blade and Truth decides to try to take
So
it,
slip
she's a
the
good chance. She has a good chance of killing it. Up. She's got Slip of the Shadows. You called it.
I said I didn't want to see it.
Yeah,
6.
that's okay. I want.
6.
So, as the structure of the
So
Sentinel Tactics
movement.
tournaments continue, I expect to see people, oh, right up there into the foreground.
That's right.
Dodge.
Aim.
You get 4 dice.
Yes.
I would aim because you have that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to aim.
Some good advice
Right. Aim is
from
your second action.
And
his
I'm
play-
going to
his
use
playmate there.
aim in my attack against.
I didn't mean to say playmate. I apologize. for that.
Yeah, so I'm like,
A little texture again.
Yeah, might as well.
All right.
So
No worries.
doing that.
Right.
Teammate?
Even against Citizen Truth. What do you got?
That sounds much
My
better.
auto misses are
Doesn't it?
1s and 3s.
All right. So there's one auto miss.
1 auto misses.
3 4s coming against Citizen Truth.
A block of 4.
Block 4 automatically.
And I might as well spend the dodge.
Yeah.
All right.
Looks
and
like
the
we're
dodge.
using Razor Ordnance as the attack from
And
Wraith.
they're all 6s, so you block.
Oh, but it is blocked.
Useful dodge
It's
token.
too bad.
Okay, here we go. My movement is 6.
But Wraith still has a movement of 6, so we
All
should
right. And
see
now
a little
it's
bit more
back to
action
the
from
top of
her
the order.
next
So everyone.
turn.
Oh, no, sorry. It's 6.
Citizen Dawn wants to take a turn too, Paul.
Alright, we'll switch out.
Second class.
Looks like we're switching out some powers here.
Switch to Blinding Blast.
Not
This
ready.
is
They're
gone.
making some puns there in the room. I think it's getting late in the day.
Move. Yeah,
Aim
aim.
is your first action.
Yeah, then we'll aim to use Blinding Blast using the aim token immediately. So,
Yep,
So you're
there
aiming
we
a
go.
blinding blast at
Beacon.
Beacon. Okay.
I need 1 more.
I've got multiple enemies.
We're going to see an attack here from Citizen Dawn,
sorry, did you
blinding
move?
blast.
Yes. Moved and then aimed.
And this is a great
aimed
attack.
At
So-
Beacon.
3s and 4s.
It's a great attack because it also gives those attack -1 tokens.
There's a
So.
3 and a 4,
But they're 3 6s.
but it is aimed, so it's 3 6s now.
Oh,
3
Coming at
6s
Beacon.
coming all the way to Beacon. That might do some damage here.
3. I'm going to use my defense +1.
All right. And there are no 6s.
All makes it
Take
through.
2 attack -1s.
Oh my god, thanks.
and 3 damage to Beacon.
And I'll reroll movement.
All right.
And how much damage was that?
3 damage. Movement is 5. Yep.
They're making some headway there.
Yeah, so Mighty Morphin Chrono Rangers are slowly but surely, they got their first incapacitation and they're already halfway on Beacon on their way to their second.
Back to the top.
Yep, back to the top of the order now, actually. Then we go back to bunker.
Okay, now we're at the beginning of round 3. Bunker's going to start us off. He's still surrounded by those traps. I'm wondering what he's going to do, whether he's going to move around them or possibly go into turret mode.
Switch artillery mode for auxiliary power
All right,
source.
auxiliary power source. Just play.
And so,
On my surge.
I'm not familiar with that card, auxiliary.
Okay, Auxiliary Power
Power
Source is one of Bunker's cards, and it's a utility card in that it gives him some extra things he didn't have before. It lets him, during the surge, gain an attack +1 token and an aim token for free, and that's really key if you combine it with something like turret mode or artillery mode, where you're essentially getting these tokens, and especially the aim tokens, so you, without having to spend any actions to do so, you just
You did, I
automatically
heard
get them in the
him.
surge. So I like to see that combined with turret mode.
And if he's picking up those tokens, I hope he uses them, because at any point,
Baron
Baron
Blades, if they build up too
How
much,
disruptive.
Baron Blade's going to punish them for it. So
I'm gonna move 1, 2,
okay,
For my
taking a
first
move
action.
action.
First action is
and then my second action will be grenade launcher
Alright.
on 1, 2, 3, 4, this vertex.
Alright.
And so if he's got the auxiliary power source, he
And I
should
will
have an attack
aim-
+1 and an aim token. So yep, he's aiming it, and I bet you we're going to see that attack +1 token come into play too.
I'm thinking.
Literally.
making his
That's a good
decisions here.
Right?
I wouldn't trust him.
I would use those tokens if I was Bunker
Well,
here.
whatever.
Oh yeah, no, you absolutely at this point.
Right, you're
Yep.
gonna aim at Citizen Truth.
There it goes.
Alright.
And that grenade launcher is going to be able to hit
What are your automations here?
My automations are 1 and a 2.
Dawn
Alright.
and Truth, it looks like.
This is aimed. And there's a 2.
I will use my attack +1 token
Alright.
against
Against which one?
Dawn.
Okay, attack +1 against Dawn.
Now at this point,
And that is
It's a 4.
a 4. Alright.
So
2's removed.
we've got
Yep, as an automaton.
3 sixes
So,
against Truth.
we have 3 6s.
You're not gonna.
I will block one.
And against Dawn, we have a 4, a 6, a 3.
So I think we might see Citizen Truth take
all right,
it
so
out.
Citizen
Okay,
Truth
that
can't
goes up.
Good.
block anything. Citizen Truth goes down.
But as a consolation prize.
The truth is always dead.
Alright.
And then she.
And then she defends against these actual 4
Okay, so Dawn might be taking damage as well too.
And she does. She blocks one of them, but she takes 3 points of damage.
3 actually.
On Citizen
That's
Dawn.
fantastic.
That-
Good job,
what a
Bunker,
great job.
pushing through, getting rid of
There.
the Citizen Truth and getting some great damage on Citizen Dawn.
There we go.
I scored 6.
And Bunker rolls for his mobility. It's a 6. Pretty good for
All right.
Bunker.
Good job.
All right,
That was
so
a good turn.
This is a good. That was a very good turn,
Now we're on
and
to Ambuscade.
and that is now Ambuscade's turn. We'll see what he does. His traps haven't really been doing him any favors. He's been moving them around. He's been doing stuff with them, but we haven't seen much go. And he's picking up rigged
Yep.
explosives.
What a great
So the
idea.
explosives come off the map.
So
He
he's-
tried to use them, and he did force his opponents to make certain choices.
Right.
I think that was a really good idea, but he's not seeing a lot of damage from them. So
And
I'm
with
glad to see
him-
him switching those out.
Yeah, and with him now
Alright,
laying
now
down
what you
cloaking
said.
device, he's going to go off the map, meaning that both Baron Blade and Citizen Dawn are going to become higher priority targets. At this point, it's safe to say that the Mighty Morphin Chrono Rangers are leading the team in terms of their strength right now, but leading the match in terms of their strength. But something
yeah,
cheesy is
and
definitely in the match, and they're definitely making some good decisions.
Scoot over into bunker space.
All right, so the automated hunter just
Automated Hunter
blows
is
up.
in the search phase. Blowing up, or attacking anyway.
Now, unfortunately, Automated Hunter is now a dead card because once it moves into the thing, it blows up and goes away. The 2s and 4s are auto misses, so he's got a 1-1-3-6 coming
bad.
at Bunker, and Bunker is able to block all of it.
Everything. Wow.
Beautiful. Well
what a good
done.
job, Bunker.
Excellent block. It's all the dice, but still, that was
The other action.
very well done.
Alright,
And he's aiming, and then
and then you got a roll movement. And 5.
I guess Ambuscade doesn't have to worry
Right.
about those tokens being used against him.
Right, 'cause
Baron Blade
Ambuscade
is
is-
on his turn.
right,
Yeah,
and
on his
Ambuscade
turn.
is
turn.
now removed from the map
Right, you can turn your
because
counter
of
face down, and now just turn 3.
Alrighty.
cloaking device. So now we're on to Beacon's turn. Beacon's a bit hurt, but she's looking to, like you were talking about, she's out for revenge. Also, Citizen Truth is gone, so for Beacon, really, at this point,
I would go for Citizen Dawn.
oh, absolutely. And Beacon, in fact, has the perfect card to take advantage of the situation. Beacon has a card called Focused Blast, which is absolutely what she wants to do right now. I hope she pulls that card out. Focused Blast would allow her to unleash as hard as possible on Citizen Dawn.
You can move
Okay.
here.
I hope one of her teammates
do your thing.
is looking for that card for her.
Yeah, if she gets a Focus Blast,
saying
essentially
is
what you do
you
is
can
you roll
move
the die
here,
on that attack, and it
use
rolls 4
this,
dice, and then
and
any
use her
die
atomic layer
that
to
shows
hit Beacon
a
because she
number
doesn't need
higher
line of
than
sight.
your opponent's range
She has line of sight.
gets replaced with 2 dice.
Wow.
So,
that
so
is
since
pretty
you're
good.
here it is, Focus Blast. So since is right up on top of her opponent right now, she'd roll 4 dice, and then anything that rolled higher than a 1
Okay.
And then for your first
would get
attack,
replaced
get
with
a
2 dice.
blade.
That's weird, pretty strong attack. I can't see how Citizen Dawn would be able to defend against an attack like that.
Even if she was able to
Yeah,
block,
so
even if
Okay.
every single she rolled 3
Gotcha.
6s for her defense, she's still gonna take 5 damage because most likely
I
to be.
can't see why you would make any other choice.
Right.
Move
Oh,
it
instead
for my
she's running
first
away.
action.
First action is move.
And then
So what did she pick up?
I've got
Bolstering.
this.
Beacon got bolstering
she's
team
using
up.
Adjacent ally, Wraith.
And she's telling the Wraith
So
to
you
do a
take an
thing.
action now.
All right.
Okay, so I'm
Oh, that's
gonna
good.
use Razor Ordnance. Should I go for Citizen Dawn's bed or
Yes.
I do think you should go for Citizen Dawn.
Yeah,
Go
yeah,
for that
yeah.
incapacitation.
Razor Ordnance? Do we have more red?
Yeah, there's a pile of it.
Ah,
over here. So
gotcha.
we can.
Sorry, Razor Ordnance against Citizen Dawn. She's at range 1, 2, 3.
Okay, here
Ones
comes
and
Wraith's
threes
attack.
Artemis.
Okay.
2 6s.
2 6s, the 2s don't
So
make
the auto
range.
misses.
All right, so the 2 6s are Dawn. If Dawn doesn't roll any 6s for defense, which she didn't, so that is a knockout right
Wow,
there.
what a great job.
Yeah, 1-1.
So
All right,
Beacon,
and
along with the
then
Wraith,
Yeah.
I will
getting an
attack
incapacitation.
And Beacon still has
something
more.
cheesy.
Blade with my Atomic Glare.
There we go. So because when Beacon does its bolstering team up, she gets to use an action and an ally gets to use
That's
an action.
right, that's
so
right.
she still has that atomic glare left.
One at a time?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
You get 3 dice.
3? Okay. So
So you spend 1. So you are down 1 die. Which ones are auto misses?
auto misses are 3 and 4.
All right, and this is against Blade, and there's no auto misses.
auto
So
misses.
it's 2, 5, and 6 going against Baron
Alright,
Blade.
Baron Blade is at defense 4 right now.
All right.
2, 5.
So
Oh.
I can't take
2, 5, 6.
Yeah, too bad.
So I think
2,
one of
5,
those comes
6, so I
through.
take 2.
Yep, so blocks 2 of them, and Baron Blade gets 1 hit point of damage.
Take 1. I'm
I mean, unless you choose to block
counting.
anyway.
I mean, I'm telling you.
All right.
Right.
Okay.
I'll do a good job of it today.
All right.
There you go. So
That's a
find
great
out.
turn for
That,
Beacon.
that was great. Knocked out Citizen
Nope,
Dawn
that's
using the
it,
Wraith's
just one.
attack,
Alright.
and Baron Blade took a point of damage off that. So good job, Beacon. And now we're on to Baron Blade.
All right. Now turn 4.
Alrighty, I am going to pick up the Fission Blaster.
Okay, so we're changing out for the Bitch
And-
Blaster, although that did very well for him last
So I
time.
might as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Regression Burst is I'm going to put down.
Excellent. So that's that one that can remove
My
people's
ability to get an
powers.
That's
attack
right.
plus 1.
And
Now, if I use
he's
an
nice
AoE
and
and I
close
spend the
to
attack
his
plus 1,
opponents.
does it add to the entire AoE? or
Although
just
he
one?
can
Just one
move
targeted person?
to over here or over there and hit
All right,
possibly
so
the entire
as my first
team.
action, I'll go
Well,
ahead
when they're all
and
grouped up like
aim.
that, I don't see
Yeah.
why he wouldn't.
And
Oh, he's
then
actually
I'll
aiming.
Spend that aim on a regression burst.
All right. Aim regression burst. Who are you aiming at?
I'll aim at Wraith.
All right, so the attack is being aimed at Wraith, but it's also going to hit
Spend my
Beacon.
attack plus
And I
1
think
also
Wraith
on
does
the
have Slipping Shadows out, so
So-
maybe able to sprint
She
away.
does. She probably should splinter away.
Okay, so
Oh, I hadn't even thought about that.
I'm sorry, can I see that really quick?
Oh,
You're-
sure.
you're
Regression burst?
hitting me with.
I guess I can't take that
Area
back, can I?
attack
I already said I
0,
spend it.
radius 2.
If you move straight away, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
So
guess I
Wraith
already
runs
spent
away,
the
and
attack
that
plus
aim
one,
is
so that's
completely
fine.
wasted. But he still has the
And I
attack.
can't
It's a
aim at
4-die
Beacon now
attack
either.
at Beacon.
Well, there you
So
go. Well, I'll just attack Beacon then.
that was a pretty
so
rough choice
it's 4
there.
dice.
Keeping an eye on the
One,
Wraith
two,
to know whether or not she has that ability is pretty key. Okay,
So
so the 1 and the
that's
2
a
goes
5 and
away,
a
so you have a
6.
6 and a 5 going at Beacon. And it would have also been a 6 and a 6 going at the Wraith, but she's...
So regression burst.
Oh my goodness!
Wow, she
6
blocks
and a
all of it.
5. Blocked it all. And since it didn't take any damage, the regression burst does not remove her powers.
Well, it was a good try.
All right, and that's a one-shot, so that power is now gone. Baron Blade still has 1 action left, but this turn has been so far a flop.
My best action here is to slash and burn.
There we go. So he's going to drop that slash and burn, which is his basic attack, and rolls 3 dice. Oh, but he's using his power armor, so he's going to roll 5 dice.
If I have the battle suit, it will be 5 dice.
Yep, and it's going against
Can I
Beacon.
borrow red
And I
dice.
assume that's going against Beacon.
I wonder if he
Yes.
wanted to get his opponent's tokens out of the way so he could actually focus on this attack.
Oh, there we go.
So 1 auto miss, it's 1, 5, 5, 6.
1, 5, and 6.
5, 6.
Going up against Beacon, and Beacon is going to roll 4, 1, 1.
Not enough.
So the 4 can be blocked and a 1, so 3 damage gets through.
6 all get through, so that knocks out Beacon.
And that is
Another
an incapacitation. So Mighty Morphin Chrono Rangers bringing it in with 2.
Alright, and that is the end of my turn.
We are now 2-1 in the 3rd round. It's a great semifinals between Mighty Morphin Chrono Rangers and something cheesy.
So the next victory point for Mighty Morphin Chrono Rangers will tie this game up. But something cheesy still could come back and do some interesting things. They've certainly not been playing poorly, and they have some good tricks up their sleeves.
Now, if Mighty Morphin Chrono Rangers win this game,
They go to the
that will
finals.
take them to the finals.
Right. If
Yeah.
if Mighty Morphin Chrono Rangers win this game, we go to the final match. If something cheesy wins this game, we play this game again with different players, with different characters.
That's right.
So and they still have a good while left in this match. So we're a few minutes away from the 10-minute warning. It's still. So we're in good shape.
No, because you have that.
Thingy. Okay.
Okay, so looks like Wraith is
Okay.
considering some
Yeah.
change outs.
I guess I kind of have to.
Yeah.
All right, so she's switching out for the stun bolt.
Okay.
Keeping Slip into Shadows in play. But she is close enough to her opponent.
Like just right next to him.
That would make the range harder.
Yeah, you could go right there.
You can move on the other side of him. What's your movement?
6.
You can move on
One,
the other
two,
side.
3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's do that. And then
Okay, Wraith is moving
I
all the
will
way in on Baron
use my
Blade.
Yeah.
stun bolt.
So just to
And see, that's the thing. Once they took down Truth, Dawn went down fast, and she hasn't even stood up yet. And when she stands up, she could probably pull Truth back, but
So stun bolt, Baron
it might be too late for her at that point. Just Baron Blade's getting stun bolted for the first attack. That's a great
That's
roll.
a really wonderful roll for them.
5s and 6s.
Unfortunately, the 5s are auto misses.
Oh, they do. That's
But we'll see if that 3-4 hits, and regardless of whether or not it hits, the stun bolt still does work.
she'll take one.
Terrible. So he takes a point of damage and gets an attack -1 token and gets a defense -1 token. And then the Wraith can still make her Razor Ordnance shot. She only has to do 3 points of damage, and Baron Blade's defense is 1 lower.
Wow.
So
I'm liking this turn so far from Wraith.
it's definitely a stronger turn than we've seen yet. So
Yes, it does.
Yes.
So I'll be down to 3 dice.
Yep, there's the Razor Ordnance.
yep.
Auto misses are 1s and 3s.
Here we go. Oh! All
What a
right.
roll.
The 5's coming through on Baron Blade. It's not enough to kill him, but we'll see if he can even block it, and he does. Oh, marvelously.
Okay. It's alright.
So the
That was a good try.
Yeah.
And I like the character's attitude here, C'est la vie.
Yeah.
He's right. It was a really good move.
He did a great
really
job.
good decision.
That was
Yeah.
your turn. And now Citizen Dawn, who stands back up, regains hit points, rolls movement. You're at 3. Go.
I think she was 1 back.
Was she right there? Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
The Citizen
All right.
was over there, so-
And she's back up. And which card is Citizen Truth going to play out for her first one?
Citizen Dawn.
Right. Which
I think you're assuming it's gonna be
I'm
Citizen
assuming it's going to be
Truth.
Citizen Truth, but hopefully it's not. I'd like to see her get offensive. I'd like to see her. Let's see. Beacon's
Yeah, they're
down.
close. If they can get another incapacitation.
The
on
Wraith still is
Wraith
using Slip
or
into
Bunker.
Shadows, so that's going to be a bit harder, but she could go after Bunker, certainly. But instead, she pulls out Citizen
Boys
Truth.
are back in town.
Oh, you shouldn't have said that. That song is in my head for the rest of the day. Good.
All right, Citizen Truth
Yep,
there,
there
and
they
has
are.
good lines of sight.
Citizen Truth comes into play.
Yeah, so 1, 2, 3.
And she's going for the Wraith, even though we do know the Wraith has Slip into Shadows. So her first action's move. Her second action, she only has 1 attack. So if she fires it at the Wraith, it's just going to miss, probably. Yep, she can. The Wraith can run around that hit corner.
Aim and spin the aim immediately to Blinding Blast Wraith.
Okay,
Wraith
it
is
has
being
to waste.
blinding blasted.
Blinding blast?
So we are aiming.
Or
the-
sorry, so
Radiant
Radiant
Strike.
Strike.
Right. And the Wraith is going to sprint to the other side of those hills. Yep, boom. And now the attack fails, and the aim token is
Alright,
wasted,
you're now
and we have
outside
learned
of the
nothing.
So-
It's the same thing his teammate did on his
Yep.
last turn.
Looks like they're not even going to roll that one.
There was no point in doing it. The attack cannot possibly happen.
I
The
see.
attack was made impossible because Citizen Dawn
moved
lost
out of
line of
range.
sight.
Oh,
Or lost
okay.
line of sight, actually.
And now you're at the back at the top of the order.
Yep.
All right, so we're back down to the start of round 4 with Bunker's turn. And Bunker's team is behind, but could definitely take advantage of that clumping of enemies there to drop
Is your
a...
grenade launcher? Are they in
Grenade
range of
launcher.
your grenade launcher?
Yeah, and that's exactly what his teammate is
'Cause you
suggesting
could,
here.
You could hit Beacon and it wouldn't hurt her because she's sleepy.
Unfortunately, Bunker is going to want to get a little closer to make the most out of that situation.
Well, I think he had a really good movement
I'm gonna
roll
switch
last
grenade
turn. Doesn't
launcher.
he have a 6?
Bunker,
All right.
yes, Bunker does have a 6 movement. So,
he can make it.
yeah, he could easily make it, but he'd have to use his first action to move.
Surge,
That's
I
true.
gain an aim token.
So he's gaining an aim token, and he's in turret mode, it looks like. So Bunker's not moving.
Okay. Well, let's see what he's going to use. And when he's in turret mode, he has access to all of his power cards.
That's true, and from where he's standing, he can totally, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. He can put a grenade launcher on
For my first,
Baron Blade, and he can snapshot micro missiles Baron Blade as well. So,
Sounds like grenade launcher.
On that vertex. All right, grenade launcher there.
okay, and he's going right off the bat
Citizen Dawn.
to hit Citizen Dawn and Citizen Truth with that grenade launcher. Auto misses on 1 and 2, rolls 4 dice. Let's see what comes out of
I'm
it.
gonna aim at Truth.
Gonna aim at Truth.
Good choice, good choice.
And I get 4.
Truth's power, he has to have line of sight, correct? Not,
Yeah.
not your allies? Okay.
Yeah.
Just double checking.
So
All right, and Bunker does have, I think, an attack +1 token. I'm not certain on that, though.
There's some sixes there, so that aim is going to turn down to 3
So is
sixes
this Dawn
on
or
Citizen
Truth
Truth.
defending against it? It's aimed at Truth.
You said
so-
truth first, so we'll do truth.
Right, there's 3 6s at Truth. and
Truth
it's
will
a 6
dodge.
6 3 at Dawn. All
He's
right.
gonna block a 6.
And-
Oh, Truth
Nothing.
takes 2 damage,
Oh, wait, no, actually 2 damage because you auto block 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 2 damage.
and then Dawn.
And then he'll take the second one for Dawn as well.
Okay, so he's taking the second one for Dawn, so he's going to block the 6 automatically. So he has a 6 and a 3 coming at him, and he blocks
Blocks
both of
both.
them.
Automatically, that 6 blocks another one, and then you block.
So Citizen Truth only took 2 damage from that,
Yep.
and Dawn took nothing.
Right, but now Bunker still has 2 attacks left, or 2 actions left rather. And personally, I'd like to see him pick up an aim token with the second attack and use a snapshot micro missiles for the third attack. Sounds like he's snapshot micro missile for the second attack though.
I think he wants to make 3 attacks here.
Dawn.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm
right.
worried that he doesn't have good range for that third attack.
Sorry. I
1,
went
2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, both Dawn and Blade are 5 away from him, which is fine for the snapshot micro missiles. It has reach +4, but is not good for his base power flat cannon.
Right. And that was auto misses of 1, 2, 3 with snapshot micro
Take Barrett
missiles.
Blade.
This is not going to do a
Snapshot
small
micro
amount
missiles.
of damage.
And that has reach +4, right?
Reach +4, 5 dice, 1, 2, 3.
And he's 5 away, so he's at range 1 effectively.
All right,
All right.
so 1, 2, 3s are going
This
to
is
go
actually, I
away.
think, going against Baron Blade now.
Yep, and he rolls all auto misses
Nice.
except for that
Truth will
5.
take it.
And Truth takes it and ignores the 5, and nothing
yeah.
happens. Well, although he can do things to it.
Truth might take it.
Well, what can he do?
He can spin an attack +1 token.
Yeah.
Okay, so that
I think
happens.
that's a good
Truth
choice.
takes it and auto blocks it.
It's not in a good enough role to be able
Wait,
to
how
put
did,
spending
how did you
tokens
auto
on.
block the whole
You
row?
can block
So
one
Truth
die.
can block 1 die no matter what.
And
And Baron Blade is an ally within line of sight of Truth. And Radius Truth.
All right, so let's see where
Well,
we end up
I
going
got
from
my
here.
flat cannon
You do?
against.
What's the range?
Unfortunately, the flat cannon is at range 5, so only 5s and 6s are going to hit. And flat cannon does not have very friendly
Played a bit in the practice game.
auto
Oh, attack
misses
blading.
for attacking at a distant range. It auto misses on a 6, so only 5s can possibly hit
Yes,
the target.
it is.
Oh, that's a
You can see
shame.
there in the bottom corner. Oh, he's got 2 5s though.
There we go.
So there are 2 5s in there.
So the
right
3s and the 4s go away, but
He's
that
gonna-
2 5,
now. And a 6.
well, but the 6 is an auto miss, so it goes away.
So,
Still 2 5s. It was a good try.
2 5s going against Baron Blade.
all right. Truth's going to take it.
Truth is going to take it, auto block one of them, and roll. Wow, woof. That's an offense. That's
Wow.
No damage.
ridiculous.
That was really a great defense roll.
Yeah, well, that's Truth for you.
I'm giving credit to Bunker. He's trying it, just like Wraith on his team.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
they're
they're
making some good attacks.
They're making some headway, but unfortunately, they're far enough behind, and we're coming up pretty soon here
Right.
on the 10-minute mark. So,
You have to be here next time.
Ambuscade is coming back onto
Yep,
the
he's
board.
in the woods adjacent to Bunker. All right.
Looks like he might be attacking Bunker here. It's a good idea with Wraith still having Slipping the Shadows out. Almost no point in attacking her.
Feedback plating.
All right.
Love the art on that.
Yeah, feedback, please. Sure.
Attack on me.
It gives you you get a defense +1.
Bunker obviously wants to see that card. I think he knows it's
You're gonna
coming
aim
at
as a
him.
first
Yep,
action.
I'm going to aim as my
well, it's a
first
defensive
action,
card, so
and
essentially, whenever you
+1.
attack, it's the one we saw earlier. That
And
whenever you attack
use
Ambuscade,
combat knife on Bunker,
if he
spinning
blocks
next.
Okay,
melee
aim
attacks.
combat knife at Bunker, and that's going to be 4 dice.
All right.
Auto miss on 6s.
I'm going to use all 4 of my
There's gonna be
attacks.
8
Ambuscade's
dice.
going
Wow.
after. Oh, 8 dice going up against Bunker. This might be a kill right here.
Put some dice. Like here's-
I think this is a great move. We're having to reach
8
around the
dice.
board for more dice.
This could possibly. Oh,
Well, there's some 5s and no 6s, so those are all 5s.
That's 8 5s.
that is 8 5s going at Bunker.
Coming at Bunker.
Bunker's got to
That's
roll
pretty good.
a good defense to survive this. He blocks
He blocked
one of it,
one of them.
which is 7, and that is a victory right there.
Wow.
Unless there's something I'm
Another-
not seeing here.
I-
He's got
I
a
think
defense
that's
+1
it.
token. He's blocked
And he blocked
2 of
another one,
them.
but you-
But I die.
But you take
He
6
still dies. That is a victory for the Mighty Morphin Chrono
You
Rangers.
guys advance to the final.
Excellent done. That was a very good
Yes,
match.
thank you.
Very good match.
I really like seeing the end there. They're finishing up there in the room, but an incapacitation with Ambuscade on
Yeah.
Bunker,
Yeah.
and that takes the Mighty Morphin Chrono Rangers to the final.
All of that game had a lot of back and forth, and there were a lot of extraneous defensive actions being taken. But all of the kills were very good. All of the incapacitations were when they really brought the fight to their opponent and struck at the right time and place. I was really pleased to see the Citizen Truth combo taken down so easily.
I really liked Something Cheesy's play, though, even though they didn't win.
Yeah.
They were making a lot of attacks, a lot of inroads. Sometimes the dice didn't go in their favor, but they were really trying trying a lot of combinations, talking amongst themselves and trying to figure out good strategies.
Absolutely.
We saw them take out Citizen Truth, which
Yeah.
I haven't seen quite yet so far
Yeah,
today.
that was very well done. So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to have, in a few minutes, a couple interviews with each of the final teams, and then we'll be back with the final match.